everybody, and welcome to the Halloween episode of Comics.
Whoa. Hello. Me. This is a cool voice, man. I sound like James Earl Jones or something. Join me. Together we will rule the dark side. I might have this voice for the rest of the episode. Then again, it would easily get annoying, wouldn't it? Change it back.
So hello everyone, yes, welcome to the Halloween episode of Comics, and we have something very special we're doing today. So for today's episode of Comics, we're going to be doing an entire episode all about one person. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Scott Snyder. Today's episode of Comics is 100% all Snyder, all the time. I'd like to welcome you to our spotlight of Scott Snyder. Now, if you have no idea who Scott Snyder is, you're one of three things. One, you're not a comic book reader. Two, you've never watched this show before. And three, well, I can't think of a three, but I will eventually. So if you're in any of those categories, here's a brief history on the work of Scott Snyder. I have no idea what the heck this was. So even though a lot of us knew of Scott Snyder from his work in American Vampire, he actually started off at Marvel. His most well-known work over at Marvel was his contribution to the Marvel Noir universe. Specifically, Iron Man Noir. Now, I haven't heard a lot of good things about the Noir series, but Iron Man was actually really good. I highly recommend it. Basically, Indiana Jones meets Tony Stark. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Like a good bunk bed. You can't beat that. What am I referencing? Say in the comments below. But like I said, even though he started off at Marvel, a lot of us knew of Scott Snyder from his amazing work from his award-winning series, American Vampire. And because of the success of American Vampire, DC decided to make Scott an exclusive writer. And his work within the main DC continuity pumped out some amazing comic books like his run of Detective Comics and a miniseries called Gates of Gotham. In present day, Scott's got 4 books he's doing. He's got 2 books within the DC New 52 universe, Batman and Swamp Thing. He's continuing to rock the world of vampires with American Vampire. And he has a brand new series over at Image called Severed that's perfect for this holiday season. So there you go, there's a brief little thing of Scott. Did I do well, Scott? Hopefully. Now, before I tell you some of the things that I like about Scott Snyder, I'm going to shift gears over to Carter, who's going to tell you some of the things that he likes about Scott Snyder. Carter? Carter. Holy Jesus! Ho ho! Ho ho ho! You got me good there. Let me readjust myself. Continue.
Hello everybody. Happy Halloween. We are going to spend this little episode talking about some of our favorite things that Scott Snyder has done. First of all, American Vampire. Richard read American Vampire before I did, and he told me how good it is, and I mean, I've never been big on the whole vampire thing. I've always liked Wolfman. But so when he told me about it, I was like, yeah, I mean, I bet it's a good comic, but you know, it's just not necessarily my kind of thing. But it really is good. It is really different, and I know every single vampire story says that they're the different one, but this really is. Well, first of all, the art. Raphael Albuquerque is beautiful, but Scott Snyder's writing, his dialogue especially, is just really top notch. But the thing that I'm reading now that he is writing on a monthly basis is Batman, and his run so far has been awesome. He's also writing Swamp Thing. Swamp Thing isn't my favorite character, but his work on it is really good, and so if you like that character, definitely go check it out. No matter what, check Batman out, and definitely check out this. Scott Snyder, he's just a very talented writer, and overall just a great guy. We thank him so much for wanting to be a part of the show. I'm so sorry it did not work out. Thank you for taking the time to talk to Richard. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Thank you so much, Carter friend. When I was looking through all the different comic books that Scott's written and trying to pick which one was my favorite, I honestly couldn't do it. After thinking about it, I'd have to say my favorite thing I've ever read of Scott's has got to be his run in Detective Comics. You know, that entire run in Detective Comics was just legendary, you know, from the first issue all the way to the last issue. Scott's run in Detective Comics, aka The Black Mirror, is definitely going to be talked about among the big Batman books, especially year 1. When I was talking to Scott, there was one question that I had to ask him, and this is just the most common question ever asked to anybody, I'm assuming. What was his favorite Batman villain? Right off the bat, like anybody else would say, he said the Joker. But at the same time, he went on. He kind of changed his answer and said that he thought the best villain in the Batman universe was Gotham City itself. And that's probably the best answer I've ever heard for that question. And the way that Gotham City is being used by Scott Snyder right now, from pre-relaunch to post-relaunch, is just incredible. incredible. Long story short, my favorite Scott Snyder book is definitely his run in Detective Comics. That's about it for us here at Comics. Hopefully you have a happy Halloween. First things first, for Comics Comments this week, who do you think we should spotlight next? Also, I want to say a brief message to Scott. Scott, I just want to say thank you so much for all the awesome things that you've done. Hopefully we'll get you on the show sometime, but thank you again so much. We can't wait for your next comic book. Anyways, don't forget to like this video, follow Carter and I on Facebook and Twitter, subscribe to my YouTube channel, favorite this video if you want to, and we will see you guys next week with a brand new episode of Comics. Happy Halloween!
I hate this voice now.